morning, students. Today is day 2 and we are going to continue with direct and inverse variation. Okay, we have studied about direct variation in the previous chapter. Previous day you have studied about it. Now we will be dealing with exercise 9.2, which is basically based on inverse variation, but don't think it sums on direct variation can also come. One child was asking me that, ma'am, how will we come to know that is it direct variation or inverse variation? See child, there is no such formula for direct or inverse variation. What we need to do, we need to apply our brain. If this quantity increases, what will be the effect on the other quantity? How are they related? That is our application. That is, we have to think. Like with the cost, if you buy more quantity, the cost will be more. If I buy 1 meter of cloth, it will cost rupees 100. But if I buy 2 meters, so obviously the cost will be more, na? So this shows that they are in direct variation. But as I told you, with speed and time, if I have to cover a certain distance is fixed. If I have to go early, then I have to increase my speed. More the speed, less is the time. So speed and time are in inverse variation. There are certain quantities which you can think and know that whether they will be directly proportional or inversely proportional. There is no such formula for that. Okay. So now let's start with exercise 9.2, question number 2, second part. That table is given and we need to fill in these A and B. These are the blanks and I have written them as A and B. That means we need to find A and B. It says that it is inversely proportional. X and Y are inversely proportional. What did I tell you in the last video? That when the two quantities are inversely proportional, then their product is a constant. Okay? Why is it a constant? That we've already discussed. It's a constant if X and Y are inversely proportional. So X into Y. See, these two quantities are given, or you can say 10 into 9 is 90, 2 into 45 is 90. See, XY is constant. So same will be the product for them also. So we can write XY is 2 into 45, which is 90. So A into 12.5 is will also be equal to 90. So A is equal to 90 divided by 12.5 and it comes out to be 7.2. Similarly, now 6 and B, 6 multiplied by B will be a constant which is equal, and the constant is 90. Okay? So 6 into B is equal to 90. Product of these two will always be 90. Yes? Whether you multiply 2 into 45, A into 12.5, 6 into B or 10 into 9. Their product will be 90. So 6B is equal to 90. 6 into 15 is 90. No? So B will be equal to 90 divided by 6, which is 15. I hope you've understood. Now we'll take a sum and then we'll find out whether it is in direct variation or inverse variation. Let us do question number 4 of your book. Yes, 4 of this exercise. Yes, question number 4 says, Mamta earns rupees 540 for a working week of 48 hours. How much is she earning? Mamta earns rupees 540 for a working week of 48 hours. If she was absent for 6 hours, how much did she earn? Okay, when she is working for 48 hours, she is earning rupees 540. Now how is this, what type of relation is there? Well, is it direct variation or inverse variation? Let us make 2 columns for this. This is question number 4. Yes, Mamta earns rupees. So we'll make 2 columns. One is earning. Yes, earnings, which is in rupees. And the second is working hours. More the working hours, more will be the earning. Yes, working hours, if you work for more hours, you earn more. If you work for less, if you get absent, that means you are working for less number of hours, so you get less. So what type of variation? More work, more the working hours, more the earning. Less the working hours, less the earning. Both the arrows going in the same direction, either both going up or both going down. So this is direct variation. Okay, this is how we'll understand whether the sum is, whether the quantities are directly proportional or inversely proportional. Yes, so first is 540 rupees for 48 hours. Yes, and how much will she get So how much means? That means we have to find. Let us take it as x. For 6 hours, she was absent for 6 hours. So 6 hours, so 48 minus 6, that is for 42 hours, how much is she going to get? When the two quantities are in direct variation, what do? We just put both the arrows in the same direction, either up or down. Yes, either both go down or either both go up. But I prefer that one arrow head should be towards x. So x upon head upon tail, that is 540, is equal to head upon tail, that is 42 upon 48. Clear? Now how to find x? X will be equal to 42 divided by 48 into 540. Yes, 540, 48. Now how will you do this? This gives out to be rupees 472.50. 472 rupees 50 paisa. That means this person, that is Mamta, she earns rupees 472 rupees 50 paisa by working for 42 hours. She is working for less hours, na? 42 hours. So she is getting less than 540, that is 472 rupees 50 paisa. Okay, clear? Understood how to find, judge whether it is in direct way. Now this exercise was should be based on inverse variation, but we got a sum on direct variation too. Now let us take another example, another question, which is question number 7, and that is often asked. Even in your competitive exams, children, these questions are asked, so please be thorough with such questions, try to understand them. Yes, they are asked in all competitive exams, this type of variation is asked. Okay, let's see. Question number 7, I am reading out the question for you. A fort has ration for 180 soldiers for 40 days. After 10 days, 30 soldiers leave the fort. Find the total number of days for which the food will last. Now, just an example of this. Now, on every starting of the month, your mummy, what is the first work that she does? She prepares a big list for the grocery and everything, and she collects all the ration according to the, suppose you have 4 family members, then she collects the ration according for the whole month. Yes, suppose 10 kg of rice is required, 20 kg of flour is required, or pulses, whatever quantity. So she makes a big list, and she accordingly, she makes just calculates, as we 4 of us, 10 kg of rice is sufficient for us for a month. Yes. Now what happens? Now if a family comes, some guests come to your to your house. Yes. Suppose 4 guests have come and they are going to stay at your home for a week. Now what will happen to the ration? Will the ration last for the same amount of time? No. Yes. Why? Because now there are more people and the food is constant. The amount is constant. But it will last for, it will finish early. Yes. It will be consumed early. So more the people, less the days the ration will last. Same happens when the soldiers go on a camp and all. They carry some amount of ration with them. Yes, they have to carry, because soldiers are going to remote areas where they will not get ration. Yes, so soldiers are, now the question says that a fort had ration for 180 soldiers for 40 days. So we will write number of soldiers, we will make 2 columns, that is soldiers and the days. Okay, now first let us write 180, the food was there for 180 soldiers for 40 days. Okay, this food was there. Suppose 100 kg of flour was there and it was there for 180 soldiers for 40 days. Okay, after 10 days, now 10 days gone. 10 days these 180 soldiers have consumed some amount of food. Yes, now the leftover food. Now try to understand. Now we will only deal with the leftover food. Now the leftover food has to be consumed by these, was there for 180 soldiers for 40 minus 30, 10, that is 30 days. Leftover food. Now I am talking, suppose 100 kg rice was there, or for whatever was there, 100 kg rice was there, and some part of it is consumed. So whatever is left, suppose 20 kg is consumed, so 80 kg of rice was there for 180 soldiers for 30 days. Now what happens after 10 days? After 10 days, 30 soldiers leave the fort. So how many soldiers are left now? Now the leftover food will be consumed by how many soldiers? 180 minus 30, which is now 150 soldiers will eat that leftover food. The food was there for 180 soldiers for 30 days. The leftover food, again and again I am saying, the leftover food was there for 180 soldiers for 30 days to be consumed for 30 days, in that 30 days. Now some soldiers are leaving, now this number of soldiers are less. Yes, like your papa goes somewhere on a tour. Yes, 2 people go. Then the food ration will last for a longer period of time. Yes, so now the soldiers is decreasing. So how many days now the leftover food will be consumed by 150 soldiers? So what type of variation is this? As I told you, more the people, less the days the ration lasts. Less the people, more the days the ration. So the arrowheads should be in inverse direction. Yes, whichever is up or whichever is down. Clear? The arrowheads should be in inverse direction. They will not be in same because it is inverse variation. Okay? Now head upon tail is equal to head upon tail. So x upon 30 is equal to, head is towards 180 here, tail is towards 150 here. Yes, cancel this. Yes, 3 5s are 15, 3 6s are 18. Clear? So x is equal to 6 upon 5 into 30. That is 5 6 are, that is 36 days. 36 days is the days for which the leftover food will be used. Clear? See, it is more than 30 now. The soldiers are decreasing and the days are increasing. 36 days. Now, they are asking you for how many days? The total number of days for which the food will last. So, total days will be 10 days before they have eaten. Total number of days, total days will be 36 days plus 10 days. That is 46. If they ask you for how much the leftover food will last, then it will last in 36 days. But the total days for which the food lasts now, the food was there for 40 days. Now it is lasting for 46 days. Why? Because some soldiers are leaving. The question can be asked the other way also, children. If 30 more soldiers come, then you will add here the 30 more. More soldiers are there and you'll get the answer accordingly. Okay? Now the arrowheads, they make a difference. That's it. Once again, 180 soldiers, food was there for 180 soldiers for 40 days. But the days after 10 days, so whatever days are gone, we'll subtract it over here. Because the leftover food has to be consumed was there for these many soldiers for 30 days. But now 30 soldiers are leaving the fort. So now the soldiers are decreasing. So how many days the leftover food will last? Okay. So again, both arrowheads in the inverse direction because it is inversely proportional. So x upon 30 is equal to 150 to 180 divided by head upon tail. Head upon tail is equal to head upon tail. Okay. So x becomes 36 days and the total number of days is, we'll add the 10 days for which the ration was consumed before. Okay. Now the next question number 9. Yes. Question number 9.